How's it going? Sorry, I had a bit of trouble getting onto the link there. But
No worries, that happens often. Sorry. Good
all
to
good.
I'm Adam.
Nice to meet you, Adam and Connor.
Where am I finding you this afternoon?
I'm in rainy Dublin.
Very nice. I'm in sunny LA, but it'd be nice to be in Dublin. That sounds
Yeah, you could be careful what you wish for sometimes, you know.
I'm sure. Well, glad to be talking to you. Let me know if you're ready. We'll just go right into it and keep it
Yeah, let's do it.
quick and easy. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, first of all, how are you holding up? It's been a strange time. How's the band doing during this odd period?
Yeah, we're doing good. I think definitely at the start we were all really happy about having some time off, and it was a very exciting prospect. And then obviously went through the phase of starting to really miss touring and the life that we did have. And I suppose now we're rehearsing, we're doing little bits of writing, and we're just getting ready for our album to come out. So yeah, we're all good.
How do rehearsals work during this period? Have you guys figured out a way of making that all work? Is it working for you?
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of waited until. I mean, we have a pretty big room. I mean, like, I suppose it's kind of impossible for us to distance ourselves from each other, so we kind of just have to have a group mentality about it and just
Sure.
um
How
yeah.
great to have an album that's already getting a lot of attention. People have already heard some of these songs and they sound amazing. How does that feel to have such great music for yourselves during this period, to give to the people during this period? It must be an uplifting, kind of cool thing.
Yeah, it's nice to be kind of super aware of everything. I think before, whenever we released Doggerel, it was kind of just, it's out, and now we're on tour, and everything, a lot of things that happened were kind of not really picked up on, where I suppose this time we have a lot more of a magnifying glass on, you know, people's reactions. And yeah, it feels really good. You know, we're super proud of the album, so it feels good.
Yeah, talk about that period, because I was in London a little over a year ago, and I was over at that Rough Trade shop there in London, and that was when everyone was talking about you guys. You were on their podcast. It was part of their charts thing. That was it. You know, as a guy from LA, I cover music out here. I like to be open to stuff, but that was the first I'd really heard of you guys and the waves you were making overseas. So I already got to check you guys out. And I picked up Doggerel and did it for over a year. What was that period like for you guys last year when you guys really blew up? If you can put that into words, what do you guys, how your lives changed over the course of 2019?
It was super surreal, you know. I guess the idea of the musician is one that is always the underdog and trying to, you know, whenever we started out, I suppose you're always trying to prove to people that you're good, or that your music is worth, you know, being bought into by an audience. So yeah, it was just very surreal that people kind of completely latched on to what we were, you know, wanting to sing about, and the type of music that we want to make. And I suppose we just have to deal with that. That just seemed like the second chapter. You know, it was asking for this to happen, and then you have to deal with that, and that's what came afterwards. And it wasn't as easy as we might have thought, and it was a lot of hard work, and it was definitely very emotionally taxing. But I suppose it's kind of got us to where we are today. You know, as people, I think we're a lot more thick-skinned towards working in this industry and being able to, you know, write and share our opinions on things honestly, and then, you know, just be strong in other aspects, you know.
How did all that affect your writing musically, thematically? Because what I've heard sounds amazing. Obviously, it didn't diminish. If anything, it catapulted you guys into another realm. But you can just kind of put from your perspective the writing and the formation of this record.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we have our own standards on where we wanted the direction of the music to go, and you know, we were very aware that we didn't want to end up making this kind of polished, you know, second album that, you know, you can put on a vinyl player and it just sounds, you know, very clean and big. Because we're aware that that's not what we are, you know. We're not just because we have some success doesn't mean that we should forget all the things that got us to where we were, you know. And I think recording the second album with Dan Carey, who did the first one, was a really important part of that, because he, you know, he doesn't want us to be that kind of band either, you know. He wants us to have something about us. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think we've just kind of formed, the five of us have just formed a level of standard towards our songwriting, and that's just how everything gets. That's the filter of the five of us that kind of ends up. That's how the songs end up sounding the way they sound.
Yeah, and your work sounds so great, and the guitar sounds so cool on this record from what I've heard, and just how proud you are of what you accomplished with this one, and because you guys must be proud of doing what sounds like it's going to be an even better record, if that's even possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely developed a lot more of a conversation between the instruments. I feel like Doggerel was just a lot of, you know, things just hitting off each other, where this one, I suppose, just with a little bit of development, we kind of just worked out ways to kind of interact with the instruments a bit more, you know. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud, and you know, all the music on the album, the guitars, bass, drums, is all really good work, you know.
Yeah, I can just listen to Televised Mind already 24 hours a day, just listening to those guitars and how cool that record sounds. It's just really cool stuff.
Yeah, that was definitely like, for me personally, I was very excited for that song to be released, and for us to be able to go play festivals, because it just seemed like a festival song. And we kind of wrote it with like the idea of like trying to do like a Rolling Stones, Prodigy type of song.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if we can ever get this to, like, say, the likes of Glastonbury, or, you know, that would just be amazing. So hopefully next year we'll get to fulfill that.
Yeah, are you already in plans and rearranging things, and is there already a game plan, or you guys have to more of a wait and see approach still?
We have tours for Europe and the UK for next year, for March and April, and then obviously with America, it's kind of harder to plan for that yet. So hopefully, I'd love to have an American tour in place as well, but it's just, I suppose you just can't really tell at the moment how things are going to go.
Right. Hopefully we'll get our act together over here and be able to welcome you guys soon. Talk about making the video for A Hero's Death and how much fun that was when you guys get to do that kind of thing. Is it fun for you guys? Is it work putting to work what that experience is like?
I mean, for me personally, I arrived. I just moved over to New York like maybe a week before that, and I had arrived like 5 o'clock in the morning, like super jet lagged to the shooting of A Hero's Death. But man, the video turned out amazing, and you know, Hugh Mulhern, who does our videos, incredible artist, and really developing his own style, and it's cool to see, you know, a different facet of a young Irish person who's, you know, doing video work like he's doing, and then obviously having the likes of Aidan Gillen, who was happy to come on board.
Yeah.
It was a really enjoyable shoot, you know. It was really, I suppose it was nice that we were only in such a small part of it as well, so it was kind of like the professional had to do most of it, and we just kind of came in for a bit at the end. So it's serious. It's incredible patience to be an actor, you know.
Right.
I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Seems like a long day, you know, in comparison, like just playing music. You just show up, sound check, get on stage and play, and then that's you done, you know.
Right, sure. Do your thing. Yeah. Talk about your bond as friends and as a band, and how that's grown during all this, and over your rise over the last year, and what that's like, if it's brought you guys closer, and just what the dynamics like for you guys now as a band.
Yeah, I think we kind of had to go past being, just best friends who love each other and like to hang out, because we had to become colleagues in a way, and when you spend 3 months in a van with someone, there's obviously going to be tensions there, and sometimes you kind of have to throw out elements of the friendship because you don't have anything new to talk about because you have been in each other's pockets for so many weeks. But on the other side of that, I think we've kind of developed, certain mechanisms of keeping in touch with each other, and not letting, whenever we're at home or whenever we're hanging out in other parts away from the band, it's definitely, we just like to kind of keep it normal. And I mean, I think, like, from my perspective, we're doing really well with that stuff, like, we're still fucking real tight. And
yeah, good. What are your hopes and dreams for success over here in the States? How important is that to you? Is something you guys
it's obviously really nice to be recognized over in the States because of the long lineage of music that has come from there, that we are, obviously really is a really big influence on us, like, I love playing in New York, because just the idea that there was the likes of, the Velvet Underground, the Ramones, Patti Smith.
Yeah.
That if you're a rung on that ladder, it's an insanely, I don't know what the word is. It's a humbling feeling almost, because they're just such pillars of, alternative music in that kind of way, and they're real true artists. And yeah, I like playing over in America. I hope we get to tour there, for the next few years.
Yeah. What are you listening to? What's some other cool music that we may not have heard out here in the States that's you think we should be listening to?
Of new music?
Well, both. You can tell me some cool stuff you listen to for fun anyways, or inspires you,
yeah.
and something new maybe that we should be turned on to.
Okay. Yeah. Two things that really inspired me for this album, two bands. One was the work of Roland S. Howard. Do you know Roland S. Howard?
No.
He was a guitar player in the Birthday Party.
Okay, sure.
Nick Cave.
I know Birthday Party, yeah.
Yeah. So he was the original guitar player, and then he left, and he had like a few of his own kind of bands, a band called These Immortal Souls and Crime and the City Solution, and then he had a solo project. But his work is amazing, he kind of has this strangled, surfy, real thin sounding guitar sound, and just insanely witty and dark lyrics, He's a massive influence on me and my songwriting. And then another one is the band Broadcast, an English band. Yeah, they're kind of like I don't know, they almost kind of lean on maybe the likes of Portishead and Trip, like that kind of trip hop sound, but it's like still kind of bandy. They have a really good album called Tender Buttons. There's a big influence on a few of the songs of the album. And then for new bands, there's a really good Irish band called Altered Hours. They're like a psych band. Yeah, they've released a few albums over the years, but we had them on tour with us. They're a really, really, really good band. I definitely advise checking them out.
Awesome, very cool. And then just put into words your hopes and dreams for this record and what this next year is like. And I know things have changed, but we've all been living this for a while now. And it's so great to have a new Fontaines D.C. record coming out. How great is it for you? And what are your hopes for the rest of this year and into next?
I just hope that like it seems like it is going this way, but I just hope people give it a chance. And I suppose with second albums, there maybe was kind of some worries there that people would just disregard some of the songs on the album because it would be a big departure from what we released previously. But I just hope that people give it the time, and and that it reaches as far as the first one did, because being able to go to places like Mexico and have people who you know, connect with your music is an insanely powerful thing, you know, and that's all I really hope for it, you know, and for the rest of the year, man, I just want to enjoy the time off, you know, spend time with my fiance and get some good like living done, you know, because like I feel like whenever you run out of that and you work too much, it's really harsh on creativity. I feel like I need a good section of just living to be able to then focus on writing.
Right. Are you always writing? Is that something you find time for every day to pick up the guitar and do something, or do you take big breaks?
I've been writing like since the lockdown. I've been writing a lot. I don't know. It's just when it's enjoyable, you know. That's when I. I don't know when it. I don't know why. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's just not there. But when it's enjoyable, I do it, and that's when the good music. I hate trying to force it, you know.
Yeah.
But I just love playing guitar anyway. Like I just sit and play like an Elliott Smith cover or something in the corner for. I'm just infatuated by the instrument in general, you know, that you can just sit there and kind of pluck out these songs from memory and yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, congrats on this record, and it's really cool. And you guys are just a talented, exciting, wonderful band. And I wish you guys the best and health and safety. And hopefully, we'll see you on the road when the time is right.
For sure, man. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Very good. Take care.
Shlong.